G'day, Teeth here from pickinglessons.com. The Mug of Brown Ale. This is a great tune, loads of fun to play on the banjo. It's a great advanced intermediate benchmark because the techniques you need to play this tune, you really do need to be all over this melodic and single string technique on the 5 string. In a moment we're going to take a look at part A of the arrangement here in this lesson. If you head to pickinglessons.com, you'll better get yourself a copy of the tablature. Part 2 of this lesson where we break down the second section, part B. You'll also have a backing track and a play along track there as well. So this is a great tune for the advanced intermediate picker. Really the right hand techniques and then the left hand positioning as well really will test you out. So let's start with a slow breakdown of part A and then we'll have a look at the techniques we need to really cover the tune. 1 and 2 and Okay, that was part A, nice and slow. We were in 6/8 time. It's a jig, so we have basically 6/8 notes to the measure with 2 pulses. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the feel we're going for. So we really want to be emphasizing those pulses. So every 6/8 notes, we're going to be emphasizing that stronger pulse. The key we're in is A minor, but we're using a Dorian mode, so it's got an F sharp note in there as well. The A natural minor scale has the F note, but the Dorian mode has the F sharp. So a little bit different there, the Dorian mode. Let's start out just breaking down some of these measures. We do have a lot of 8th notes in here. And so we'll break down just getting a feel for that to begin with. So the first measure, really highlighting the 1 and 2 and we're kind of helped out by the fact the melody's on string 1. It's going to kind of pop out a little bit more anyway. But bear that in mind as we move through the tune. We really want to get the stronger pulse on our melody notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 as we're playing through, wherever that note may be, whichever string. The technique needed just to cover that first measure. Place your fingers second and first, and then we're going to use our little finger to cover the 4th fret. But in the right hand, middle, thumb, index, or a little bit of single string. Then repeat that. Middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. So not a very typical way of approaching a roll on the banjo. Very single string, very melodic style technique. Then moving to the second measure, very melodic. So to cover this one here, really get a nice stretch between your first and your 4th fingers. Thumb, middle, thumb for the first 3 notes. Middle, thumb, index for the next 3 notes. 1 and 2 and Let's pull together the first 2 measures here. 1 and 2 and one more time. 2 and nice and steady with the 8th notes, emphasizing that pulse within the melody. Okay, moving on to measure 3 and 4 now over the G chord. This is great. This is a pretty straightforward little run, a bit of a backward roll to kick us off, but it's sort of very melodic too. We're moving down to the A note, so open string, A, single string on the G there. So middle, index, thumb, index to capture that second note on the 3rd string, back to thumb to capture that A note on the 2nd fret. So we have 3 notes there on that 3rd string, so a little bit of single string there. With the quarter note, 1 and 2 and quarter note to the 8th. Leave that finger there once you place it down, and we'll have this nice little pretty melodic run up. Index, thumb, index, middle, thumb, middle. Measures 3 and 4, 2 and Okay, so let's just slowly run measures 1 through 4. Take your time, practice it up, but let's just run it nice and slow together here. 2 and Okay, practice that up nice and slow. Get to know it. Make sure the right hand fingers are efficient. Really keep an eye on, in the music there, we do have those fingers marked out, so keep an eye on that. Left hand fingers as well, making sure that you're making best use of the 4 fingers there. As an advanced intermediate picker, again, as a nice benchmark, you'd really want to make sure that you've got good control over your 4 fingers. So you're definitely using your pinky finger as well, particularly on that big stretch in this opening chord there that we need to hold for that melody. Really do want to use that little finger. Plus the right hand, really making sure that when we're crossing to a single string, away you go, thumb and index. Typically, it could change, but typically thumb and index, and then obviously the melodic as that comes in as well. Moving on through though, measure 5 and measure 6 are just like the beginning. So picking it up now for the final 2 measures before we hit the repeat. Measure 7, that's really straightforward. So middle, thumb, middle, index. Saving our thumb for measure 8. We're going to get this grace note pull off. Just a little more emphasis on that first beat. Starting on the C note there, fret 1, first finger. With your thumb, as you pick the note, just after, flick that first finger off to the open string. Then into some single string. So the grace note pull off, different articulation on top of that melody note. If you just played the open B, that's the melody. So that passing note, the C, the grace note, gives it a little extra color and flavor on there. So the pull off very quick, then single string, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index. So remember, it's just after you pick. So you pick the note and you kind of get that ricochet straight off with that first finger. So don't hold onto the C note. So you only just hear it. Okay, that's the grace note. Work up these 8 measures. So part A here, 8 measures, variety of single string and melodic techniques. You really need to be quite versatile there in your right hand to cover this melody. Again, a great advanced intermediate benchmark. You'll find in part B, again, it's going to be even more challenging. So the right hand technique needed to cover the melody in part B is a little bit harder again, I feel. And we certainly have to play up the neck as well. So that's a left hand challenge. So when you're ready, jump over to pickandlessons.com. You will get this next lesson, part B, in the members section. Then the tablature is there as well. Pickandlessons.com. I'll see you there.